Acer Nitro XV275K. This Acer wants you to believe mini LED equals maximum fun, tossing out a gloriously bright screen that makes PS5 games look like they emerge straight out of a very well-lit dream. Sadly, diving into the clunky settings menu feels like fumbling through grandma's phone contacts, and switching HDR on the fly is more frustrating than losing Wi-Fi mid-game. If you want fantastic sharpness and vibrant color but can handle some menu chaos, it delivers the goods for most gamers. Just don't ask it to host an esports tournament. 7 out of 10. LG 45GX95DAB. LG's huge, curvy beast wants to swallow your desk and your eyeballs whole, serving up cinematic, ultra-wide OLED glory that looks simply jaw-dropping on a PS5, even if you have to live with those stylish side black bars in 4K mode. HDR and colors explode on screen, but peak brightness is more midday in the shade than landing strip at midnight, and the gigantic 45-inch real estate will have your cat thinking it owns half the display. If you have space and cash to spare and crave truly immersive games, this is the monitor your PS5 dreams about. Just not perfect if you love extreme brightness or play competitive shooters. 8 out of 10. LG 27GX790AB. LG's 27-inch OLED comes charging into the scene with a blistering fast refresh rate, colors that practically jump out and slap you awake, and input lag so tiny even your reflexes will feel slow. But without quantum dot sorcery or built-in speakers, you will need good headphones and maybe a quick calibration session for the very best look, unless you are already living that esports lifestyle with a controller glued to your hand. For competitive PS5 gaming at QHD and 480Hz, this LG is a speed demon that brings gorgeous visuals, but misses full marks because it could use more brightness and a dash more versatility. 8 out of 10. Dell Alienware AW2725Q. The Alienware AW2725Q is like showing your PS5 a luxury vacation. Its 4096,000 pixel resolution and 240 Hz refresh rate make every game look so rich you might ask it for a loan. Colors are so punchy and blacks so deep, you will start seeing shadowy details you never realized you missed, unless your room is bright. In which case, Reflections launch a surprise attack on immersion. You will get smooth gameplay, stunning HDR, and it sets the bar for OLED monitors, but for the price tag, forget internal speakers, and remember to always close your blinds. 8 out of 10. Gigabyte FO27Q3. The Gigabyte FO27Q3 brings the energy of a squirrel on espresso with a 360 Hz refresh rate. Your PS5 might not even know what hit it, but if it did, the buttery motion would still make it grin. You get crisp QHD resolution, vivid colors, and a QD OLED panel that shows every neon light in Cyberpunk like it's auditioning for a Pixar role, though hitting full frame rates is a fantasy, unless you are secretly a professional esports hamster. Cable management is fussy, and at this price, the monitor thinks it's royalty. Yet for gaming clarity, it is hard to argue. If you can afford it, your controller will thank you. 7 out of 10. AOC Agon PRO AG276QZD2. The AOC Agon PRO AG276QZD2 is the value king of OLEDs, making your PS5 sweat with what 344,000 by 1,440 pixels can pull at 240 Hz. Clear, sharp, and so responsive it might finish your moves before you do. The colors dazzle and blacks drop off a cliff, but peak brightness is less showy than brighter rivals, so sunlight and this display are not exactly best friends. If you crave OLED magic and premium speed but want to avoid remodeling your wallet, this one packs punch for the price, and your gaming hands will thank you if you can live with the slightly softer HDR. 8 out of 10. LG 32GR93U. This beast delivers gorgeous 4000 gaming that makes your imaginary PS5 horses gallop with zero hiccups, thanks to swift response times that would make a race car jealous. Vivid colors and HDMI 2.1 mean your console maxes out, but when the lights go down, you might notice the blacks looking more like 50 Shades of Grey than true noir. Plus, that stand could use some muscle. So if you're after price and power, it's a strong contender. Just don't expect those OLED in the dark vibes. For pure daytime glory, it earns my nod. 8 out of 10. Asus ROG Strix XG27ACS. This monitor flexes fast refresh rates and effortless motion clarity, making your PS5 gaming as crisp as biting into icy lettuce. Just don't expect to be wowed in a pitch-black room. The lack of HDMI 2.1 is a wild miss, so your console will feel slightly caged, and those washed-out blacks give off midnight in the laundry room instead of Space Odyssey energy. Not bad for casual play, but if you want drama and dazzle, maybe keep searching. It's a solid pick for bright rooms and budget warriors. 6 out of 10. ViewSonic XG2722K OLED. Turn this thing on, and you get a riot of vibrant colors. It's so bright and sharp, you'll wonder if your PS5 has leveled up from mere next-gen to future-gen overnight. OLED swoops in with truly deep blacks and a buttery smooth 240 Hz refresh rate, while the included remote lets you control that greatness from your gaming throne. Who needs to stand up anyway? A couple minor quirks aside, this monitor is so immersive you're practically inside the game, so I'm tossing it a rare glowing score, neon and all. 9 out of 10. Gigabyte Aorus FO27Q3. Plug in this beast and suddenly your PS5 thinks it died and respawned in OLED Valhalla, thanks to colors that pop so much you'll need sunglasses indoors. With a blinding fast response time and refresh rate, every frag is ice-cold crisp, and input lag is so low even your mistakes show up instantly, with no ghosting in sight. Its premium quality and epic connectivity options practically dare you to find something it can't handle, but the watt-chugging power draw means your electric bill may end up rage-quitting. 9 out of 10. Corsair Xeneon Flex 45 HD240. This monster monitor bends to your will, literally, so you can flex on your friends while getting wrapped in a huge, ultra-wide OLED cocoon of color and immersion. Gaming looks stunning and the response time is instant, but outside of gaming, the low pixel density makes text clarity about as sharp as a butter knife, which is awkward if you actually want to read something. The price tag is a boss-level challenge, and the HDR could use some potion boosts. But if you're all about giant screens and buttery smooth action, it's got bragging rights. 7 out of 10. Samsung Odyssey OLED G6 G60SD. The Odyssey OLED G6 shows up looking like a supermodel, slaps your face with wild colors, and then delivers blisteringly quick response times, so your PS5 gaming sessions are fast enough to make you question reality. The anti-glare matte finish keeps distractions out while the design glows, literally, but there's no USB-C hub, and it's locked at 1440p, which means your PS5's dreams of true 4K are left out in the cold. Still, for console or PC, it's nearly flawless for pixel junkies craving both style and speed. Just don't expect flagship bells and whistles. 8 out of 10. Asus ROG Strix OLED XG27 ACDNG. This monitor turns your PlayStation 5 into an Olympic sprinter. With visuals so smooth and punchy that the screen seems allergic to lag, the colors pop harder than bubble wrap, especially in dark rooms. Just beware, bright lights might make your blacks look oddly purple, and VRR flicker is a party trick you did not ask for. Packed with every futuristic bell and whistle, like Quantum Dot OLED, a beefy 260 centimeters per second refresh rate, and enough ports to make your grandma's knitting basket jealous. If you have cash, this is the gear to flex. 9 out of 10. KTC G27Ps. This OLED monitor is like your gaming buddy who never complains. Blazing fast, super deep blacks, and colors that burst onto the scene like confetti at a victory parade. With 240 refreshes every second, and enough burn-in protection to rival a sunscreen ad, it keeps your PlayStation 5 looking fresh. Though the speakers are a letdown, and it is more game night than graphic design star. Huge value, stacks of features, and a warranty that lets you sleep at night. If you want top-tier play without the big brand price drama, you cannot miss. 8 out of 10. Gigabyte M27Q. The Gigabyte M27Q tries its best to be your gaming hero, pushing a whirlwind 170 refreshes per second, but it forgets your PlayStation 5 deserves full HDMI love. Sorry, buddy, no turbo mode for you. Low lag and vibrant colors keep your eyes happy, but blacks are more gray than a British summer, and HDR highlights barely make an entrance, so action scenes can feel like a polite tea party. Pretty good for the price, just do not expect stardom. Perfect for budget chasers, but not a winner's podium pick. 6 out of 10. MSI MPG 321 UREX. This monster flings out pixels like a popcorn machine, with a massive 32-inch QD OLED screen and black levels deeper than my motivation on Monday mornings. The colors pop so hard you will swear your PS5 is on performance-enhancing drugs, though you may only use half the refresh rate since the console tops out at 120 Hz. And yes, burn-in paranoia comes free with purchase. Put simply, gaming feels faster than my last breakup, and it is possibly the most gorgeous screen for PS5. But only if you treat it with the love it deserves. 9 out of 10. LG 27GP9F. If you are after PS5-friendly pixels with a side of sanity, this 27-inch LG serves up 4,000 pixel goodness and 1 millisecond reaction times, making you think you are some sort of gaming cyborg. Colors are bold, the viewing angles are wide, but HDR is only mildly spicy, and the price tag is high enough to make your wallet flinch harder than you did in that horror game last night. It is well calibrated and snappy for next-gen consoles, but at this price, it should probably make you pancakes too. 7 out of 10. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27 UCDM. The Asus Swift OLED leans hard into future tech territory, with a 4,000 pixel, 240 Hz, quantum dot OLED panel that is so quick you blink and the level loads deep inky blacks, and HDR brighter than your social feed after a viral meme, plus anti-burn-in features that will make you sleep easy. Just do not expect miracles in a lit room, since ambient light raises the black more than your hopes for a lottery win. Still, the image is so drop-dead stunning it might distract you from actually playing, and this is as fancy as console gaming gets right now. 9 out of 10. Philips Evnia 49M2C8900. This thing is basically the jumbo jet of gaming monitors. At 49 inches wide, it's begging to devour your desk and leave your PS5 games looking larger than life. The picture is super crisp, the colors punch hard, and the curvature practically wraps you in digital hugs, unless your favorite game decides to squish itself between two angry black bars. If you love flight sims or racing titles, you're in for an epic ride. But for everything else, maybe you just bought a very expensive wallpaper with killer speakers. 8 out of 10. Samsung Odyssey OLED G8 G85 SD. With a snazzy curve and OLED goodness, this Samsung brings deep blacks so rich, you'll want to set up camp inside them, plus motion that's smoother than your fourth coffee. It packs all the smart features you could ask for, and the image is sharp. But for the price, you might expect fireworks, and instead you get some missing features and no real wow factor for PS5 gaming. Feels like the cool kid at the party who forgot their homework, so it's good, but not jaw-dropping. 7 out of 10. LG 34GS95K. LG's ultra-wide lets your PS5 shine with blazing fast response times and near pitch-black contrast. And its 34-inch super curve is ready to bend your reality. Just as long as you don't mind some letterboxing and no true 4K, gaming feels silky, and the ports play nice. But if you want to binge those ultra-wide Netflix dreams or read tiny text, you'll be squinting and wishing for a flat world. Still, for most console gamers, it puts on a seriously impressive show. 8 out of 10. Alienware AW2725Q3. If you want colors so rich they could pay your rent and blacks deeper than my existential dread, this ultra-wide QD OLED is basically a feast for the eyeballs. It hits you with buttery smooth motion and a giant curved screen, though the PS5 will leave all that wide girth feeling a bit unused, since consoles skip the ultra-wide party. HDR looks amazing, but in bright rooms, contrast can take a vacation, so put away those summer shades and game in the dark like a true cave goblin. 8 out of 10. Dell Alienware AW2725Q. This curved OLED comes in swinging with stunning 4K visuals, 240 Hz of whoosh, and colors that make fruits jealous, basically the monitor the PS5 wishes it could marry. Setup is so simple, your cat could probably do it, and it flexes Dolby Vision for extra wow, but the curve is love it or hate it, great for immersion. Odd if you like flat things, like pancakes or screens. Low input lag and supersonic response make every PlayStation firefight look as smooth as butter melting on toast. 9 out of 10. Acer Predator X32X3. This beast packs dual mode magic with 4K at 240 Hz and 1080p at 480 Hz, turning your PS5 session into a high-speed art show with colors so vivid you will need sunglasses indoors. It is stunning for both movies and games, has a zillion ports, plus USB-C for your endless gadgets. But there is no sRGB mode, so your spreadsheets might look like rainbow ice cream if you use it for work. At nearly $900, it's not what I would call cheap, but if you want pure gaming performance and OLED glory, this one hits hard. 8 out of 10. Philips Evnia 34M2C6500. This curvy beast lights up your games with colors so vivid your eyeballs might call for a timeout, and it serves up ultra-wide immersion like your living room is a spaceship cockpit. The monitor pops with razor-sharp contrast, and even throws in funky ambiglow lighting for disco vibes. But no HDMI 2.1 means your PlayStation 5 won't be flexing its muscles, and the stand does a charming little wiggle if you sneeze too close. Stellar for visuals, but not so hot on future-proofing. So this is like winning a beauty contest with comfy shoes but mismatched socks. 6 out of 10. Innokin 32Q1U. This dazzling OLED is a color nerd's playground with blacks so deep they might swallow your soul, and pixel-precise sharpness that makes text look like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. However, it limps along at a grandparent-level 60 Hz and skips gaming niceties like variable refresh. So your PlayStation 5 is going to be running but not exactly sprinting. If you want pure screen candy, and trust you'll avoid burn-in, it's a treat. Otherwise, save this for bragging during Zoom calls. 5 out of 10. Sony InZone M9 II. This Sony steps in with true 4K clarity and super smooth 160 Hz, instantly making every PlayStation 5 session look like a blockbuster movie marathon in your bedroom. The monitor's colors punch above its LCD class with HDR and variable refresh so smooth it feels like your game is running on butter, all wrapped up in a sleek, sturdy frame. Sony got most things right here, but the price will test your willpower against pizza for the next month. If you want the best gaming experience, this one deserves the flex. 9 out of 10. BenQ Mobius X321UX. The BenQ EX321UX struts in with a generous 32-inch panel that is so sharp and vibrant, it makes even losing at online shooters look poetic. Its 1 millisecond response time keeps you on your toes, while the two HDMI 2.1 ports mean your PlayStation 5 is getting its full performance, and you are not stuck gaming like it is still last decade. But those speakers are basically for decoration, and if you are picky about color accuracy, you might feel a little betrayed, so it lands at a respectable but not superstar, 7 out of 10.